What is up, you sexy sons of bitches? How's it going, everyone? Hope you're doing well. I'm tired. Tired. It is 9 in the morning, Sunday. The coffee has not kicked in yet. It definitely needs to as soon as possible. It's been a fucking weekend. Not a bad weekend. I mean, there is a couple things that fucking suck. One thing can't really talk about. It has to do with some sort of project, but yeah, just some crazy ass shit with that. But unfortunately, I can't really talk about it, which just because I don't know if I did, then something might happen. I don't know, but it's some bullshit. Crumble cookie, you suck. You spend so much money at Crumble Cookie, then you get one cookie that is completely raw, and then you call them to make sure, because it was like some stupid ass like pumpkin flavored cookie thing, and I was like, well, maybe it's supposed to be like a pie, like super undercooked, and I couldn't even pick it up. You try and pick up this cookie, and it just flops up, like just flops and just falls. Like literally, try and pick up a pumpkin pie with no crust. That's what it was like. So I call them. They're like, no, it's. I can assure you, it's cooked. We cook them actually longer than the normal cookie. I'm like, well, the outsides and like towards the edges, they're for sure cooked. In the middle is floppy as fuck. So, but luckily I had $10 credit, so I didn't spend $28 for 4 cookies. I spent, oh god, I spent $18 for 4 cookies. Technically 3. So yeah, Crumble, step up your shit, son. But yeah, the coffee for sure needs to kick in. Hopefully you all are having a good time. Whether you're listening to this today on a Sunday or shout out Adam. You know who you are, player. Yeah, on the way to work. I don't even know what to say. I'm so just like, my mind has been just a fuck with all this crazy shit. The one thing I can't talk about, unfortunately, just because, like I was saying, can't really tell what would happen if I did, because I'm not trying to risk it. Taking the L for sure on this one. Yeah. So my mind has been a fuck. Some crazy anxiety as of late, but it'll all work out. That's one of the things with all this shit, just in general in life and all that. It's in the moment, it seems so overwhelming, and you gotta leave work early because you feel like you're gonna pass out, and it's just one thing after the other, and it's hard to not be oh, woe is me, and try and feel sorry for yourself, and like, when can I catch a break? I can never catch a break, because that's not a good way to think about it, but it's so hard not to. So it's like pulling yourself out to get back in and just keep back and forth, like, get out of it, get out of your head. I don't know. I definitely was even planning to stay in bed for a couple more hours, because I was like, fuck this. I'm staying in bed. I'm tired. My body clock, unfortunately, is still, because I'm waking up at 6:30 every day. So my body is kind of already awake, but didn't sleep great last night. Well, kept waking up partially because of this project thing that went all fucking bullshit. That's a weird way to say it. Yeah. I need a sip of coffee. You have a sip of coffee? Sip of coffee. Oh, yeah. Mm-mm. Woo! Changed the little thumb thing on my mic. I got the bigger one. Changed a little bit of the settings, so hopefully it sounds good. Just trying to dial it in, 2 years in. 2 years in? 179 episodes and still trying to, dial the podcast stuff in. Can always get better. So, yeah. Man, what's going on? Let's see here. Yeah, finished the most insane Netflix thing. Actually, there's another thing too I'll probably talk about after this. It's definitely about tickling. It's hilarious and definitely disturbing. But, whoo, I don't know. This might be more disturbing. I don't know. The tickling thing is, I don't know. Just because the Dahmer thing is so like widespread and known, like famous. There's a bunch of documentaries, all this shit. Like, there was the movie My Friend Dahmer, which was good, but not as good as I was hoping. I actually, when that fuck me, right? when that movie came out, My Friend Dahmer, I was expecting what this new one was. That's what I thought that was going to be. And I was very disappointed when My Friend Dahmer, when did that come out? Let's see here. My Friend Dahmer. Let's see here. When did this do? Okay, this chair. One day I'll get a new chair. 2017. Wow, that was so long ago. I feel like it wasn't that long ago. I could appreciate it. It was a good movie. I just thought it was going to be way more intense, which is like the Netflix one that just came out. That is what I thought it was. So I mean, it's kind of weird to say I love Jeffrey Dahmer, but not in the way of where I'm like gonna write love letters to, or well, I can't. He's fucking dead, but like not in a fan kind of way. Like, oh my god, like you were amazing. Like, oh my god, I'm your biggest fan. It's like out of all the shitty murderers, serial killers, he is my favorite. I don't know, fascinating. Like John Wayne Gacy, like he's insane. Obviously, all of them are, but like like the Night Stalker, John Wayne Gacy, Ed Gein, like they're cool, I guess. Cool in like the worst possible way. I'm sure you can understand as I'm talking about it in this fashion. I'm not like glorifying them, but Dahmer's my favorite, I don't know, always just been kind of interested in what he's done and like how he's done it and why. And I don't know, just crazy ass shit. So I was super stoked when they announced that this was coming out and definitely binged the fuck out of it. Well, yeah, I would say, I don't know. Because, I have responsibilities and I can't stay up till like 5 a.m. I guess I could, but, I can't stay up into the early hours of the night watching the Dahmer show, right? So I think it was like 2, maybe 3 episodes a night. I'd say 2, yeah. I don't know. There's 10 episodes, which I will say, a little drawn out, but I mean, each episode you're just sucked in. The one episode, I don't know which one it was, towards the middle, but they almost dedicated an entire episode. If not, I think they might actually have had an entire episode for one of his victims, Tony Hughes. By the way, when I talk about this and the victims and stuff like that, like obviously my feelings and my love for the victims' families and all that is strong, because obviously they're still going through some shit. I mean, especially with the new Netflix show coming out, that is hard to deal with, because that's it's like, come on, like I bet you 2017 that My Friend Dahmer comes out, and I'm sure that ruffled some feathers, for lack of a better way of phrasing that. And then some years go by, 2022, and they're probably like, okay, like fucking pandemic, like let's go, like things are gonna get back to normal. Like they're never gonna get over it, but like you can get a sense of normality, and they might have been like kind of there, and then boom, Netflix drops a fucking hammer with the what's his name, Evan, is it Evan, Ethan, fuck, Dahmer. Man, my searches are gonna be fucked up. Dahmercast. The American Horror Story guy, Evan Peters. Yeah. By the way, insane actor. He's got to have the most insane, not psychiatrist. What's the fucking word? What's the word? Therapist. There we go. He must have a fucking A-list therapist. Evan Peters, shout out. Give me your therapist's number, because I probably need it too. Not even because watching that. But another funny thing is, I love the memes that are going around. Richard Jenkins plays Evan as Dahmer as Dahmer's dad, and I love the memes. It's like, stop giving this guy kids to be the father of, and it shows like obviously on one photo it's Dahmer, and then the next one it's what was it, Dale. Yeah, Dale from Step Brothers. It's like, stop giving this kid, or stop giving this guy kids to be the father of. And then I love the one where him and his wife in Step Brothers, they're in bed, and it's the scene where they're, I think, building the bunk beds, and he's like, Dale, no power tools. but it's the Dahmer thing, and it shows a clip of Evan Peters as Dahmer. I don't know. Amazing cast, amazing. Just I don't know. It's just fucking crazy. So I mean, that sounds weird saying shout out to the victims' families. That sounds weird. I don't know. And I just want to make sure I'm coming off as like, yes, I'm saying that like he is my favorite serial killer, but of like the worst scenario, and I obviously don't condone it, but damn, does it make a good Netflix show? Yeah. If you have watched it, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you have not watched it, I mean, it's also Jeffrey Dahmer. It's been around for a long time. I mean, the show is new, but like, I mean, I feel like it's hard to be like a spoiler alert for something that's happened very long time ago. So I don't know. One thing I also feel that might have kind of intrigued me about Dahmer as well, because earlier on in my touring career, we actually were at the place called The Rave in Milwaukee, and across the street is the Ambassador Hotel. Like literally where you park the buses, you can like just turn around, or almost with like your peripheral out of the side of your eye, you could see the Ambassador Hotel. And that's obviously where he killed his first victim. I think it was his first victim. I'm not sure. But basically that's where he took someone back, and he done did. He done did the did maybe the caffeine's kicking in, because like I actually have a smile on my face. That's fucked. That's out of context. I think it's because I'm starting to wake up and not feel like a piece of shit. I'm just happy I'm awake right now. Because it's 9, and like I said, I didn't want to be awake, and I was just laying in bed. I was like, I need to put out an episode. I want to put an episode out. I love doing this, and I don't want it to go into the next week. You know, like fuck, like it's been too long since the last one. Like, you know, I gotta stay consistent for you guys and for myself. Because if I let it go too long, then you know, like use it or fucking lose it. Shit or get off the pot. So I'm shitting. All right. Fuck. God, I'm gonna need more coffee. I mean, I had this huge Yeti thing of coffee, and it's so good. Oh man. But yeah. The Rave, Ambassador Hotel. Pretty crazy. I'm not going to go into specifics. I'm sure you can look up how he did the thing. Kind of no different than the other times, but yeah. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. And I think that's what I was saying. Kind of sparked my thing of, you know, him being my favorite is, I don't know, there's always something that like, it was fascinated, like almost fascinated in the way that like, I'll say it one more time. Because I don't know another word to use at this moment. I'm fascinated, like with Hitler, for example. And that's not me condoning anything that he did, because he is a real, true piece of shit. Of course, there's no doubt about it. I do not support anything that he did or that people these days carry forth with their agenda. Just letting you know. But I'm fascinated in the way that, like, for example, Hitler, unfortunately, will be known for in eternity. For as long as the human race will be alive, and even long after, depending if the Earth decides to stay intact. Wow, that laugh was so dumb. That I've never, I can't even redo that laugh. But like, I'm fascinated in the way that like this fucking piece of shit Hitler dude will be known for eternity. He was such an like incredibly terrible person that he is known by, I would say, literally everyone in the world. Obviously, like excluding infants and, you know, people that, you know, can't wipe their ass yet, right? It fascinates me because it's like, how the fuck, there's so many good people in this world that no one will ever know their name or what they've done. You get lucky if you do. Maybe lucky is not the right thing. I mean, if you can make a living for yourself and be happy, right? Yada, yada, yada. But obviously fame is different because it could be a curse as well. You know, you see all these kids and shit that are famous and like, man, this shit sucks. I think Billie Eilish was talking about it, saying that it's not fun. Like she wishes she wasn't famous, but there's so many people that have done so much good in this world, on a small scale to huge world impacting stuff, and we'll never know their name, or you'll see their name in the press or something like that, or on TV. And then, okay, cool. Next day, next week, no one remembers. Like, okay, cool. But Hitler, Dahmer, I mean, it goes for all the other serial killers as well, but like, they will be known literally forever. And that's something intriguing about that. The human race is fucked up in the head for sure as a collective. I mean, I'm sure you could see as the world has taken place, especially with the pandemic, everyone sucks. It's great. We can suck together, whatever. But like, there's some people that suck even harder, and it's crazy that they get the spotlight like crazy. I don't even know how many documentaries there are of, Jeffrey Dahmer. 2017 is not that long ago, and there was a whole movie about it. And then they're like, you know what? We got to do another one. And we got to get the best actors. Let's do it again. It's crazy. But like, also, why Dahmer? Like, I mean, are they going to start doing the, more John Wayne Gacy films, like an actual film like they just did? A-list actors, like all of this. Like, are they going to do Ed Gein? Like, obviously, I mean, there are documentaries out there. I've seen them, but like, they're not like these movies where you have the star actor, Evan Peters. Is it Evan Peters again? I need to just embed that in my head. Where is it? Evan Peters. Okay. I don't know. Fascinating. But then getting back on track here. Sorry. We're here. Going in, being on tour and going to this place called The Rave, which is bonkers on its own. I'm pretty sure on the side of the venue, there's this bar. It's not the one in the movie that he goes to all the time. I'm blanking on the name, but it's obviously a different one. But I've been in that place. I unfortunately didn't go to the Ambassador Hotel. Never really occurred to me to do it. I also feel I could be wrong, but I think they actually like won't let anyone stay in that room and on that floor. But it was cool being in that area because it's like, wow, some dude, some real piece of shit was here at one point and like really fucked shit up. Like, this is where it kind of all started. Let's see here. Staying at the Ambassador Hotel. Hopefully I spelled that right. I feel like it's already a long search. It's not a long search, but like, you ever like feel weird when you get too specific on like a Google search? Like right now I just have staying at the Ambassador Hotel, and a lot of it is like TripAdvisor, Ambassador White. I guess there's not the Waikiki, but like there's some other things, but I'm like, I don't want to write a whole full sentence. Can you stay at the Ambassador Hotel, Milwaukee? Hey. But that venue is fucking crazy. There's so many different venues. I think there's like 7 different venues within the place. I could be very wrong, but they've done a lot of work since. It's definitely haunted as shit, which is kind of weird for me to say because I don't necessarily believe in it. I believe in it, but not to the extent of like, you're watching like The Conjuring or something, like that's not my vibe of believing, because that's a little, I don't know. I haven't seen it yet in person. I've seen the Conjuring movies, of course. But like the downstairs, there's this creepy ass pool, which apparently they've redone. So it's a little nicer down there. There's no water in it, but I just remember being with the Mice and Men, and we went down there and definitely past, like, I think you might be able to actually just go down to the lower levels now. But like, it was me, Jared, our tour manager, and Phil, and maybe one other person. Yeah, we went over there. We had to like climb over chairs, and it was crazy. One thing that was very weird was like, you were in one room and it was like normal, like kind of just room temperature, right? Like nothing crazy. And then you walked through this open door, no nothing, into the next room, and it was significantly colder. Like not like, oh my god, I have to like shiver or anything, but it was like, whoa, that was weird. Like you just walk. I just got chills. That was crazy. I don't know. It was weird. Just creepy vibes. Like you definitely. I mean, being a fan of scary movies, it didn't make it easier because you're like, I don't want to look into that shower room because it reminds me that like the light's gonna flicker on and I'm gonna see some crazy dead person and I don't know, the ghost of like Buddy Holly or something. Because apparently not haunted, but like I'll say it again. Why am I like saying so many words over and over? It's so annoying. And boom, I just forgot the word. Great. Oh, apparently. There we go. Boom. See, I got you. Apparently, Buddy Holly played at the rave in one of the venues in there before he left and got on his plane, which eventually crashed. So he is supposedly, allegedly, roaming around the rave. Okay, back to what I was actually looking for. Come on. I don't know if I can. Dahmer floor? Can I like do that? Can you stay at the Ambassador Hotel Milwaukee, room 5? Is that his? 507? Okay. Can you stay in room 507 at the Ambassador Hotel Milwaukee? There's a large parking lot next to the building, but it is unclear if the parking is reserved for guests of the hotel. For those looking to get even closer to Dahmer's crime, you can book a room at the Ambassador Hotel and request to stay in room 507. Okay. So apparently you can stay in that room. I don't know where I heard that they like, maybe for a while they closed off the floor and like you couldn't stay in that room. But now, like, I bet you they make so much money, especially now that the movie came out. Like, I bet people are going in there. Fucking crazy, dude. What a crazy fucking dude. One thing that I was looking at, the things you look at when you're sitting on the toilet taking shit it's crazy. But I was just sitting there and woo, just sitting there, minding my own business, and I was like, I wonder if Budweiser took a hit, for being in, such a huge part of this movie because it's always, they don't hide the branding at all. I'm looking at a screenshot on this site, DelawareOhioNews.com. I'll put the link in the notes so you can check it out if you'd like. But if you've seen the document or the movie, you know what I'm talking about. It's everywhere, always buying beer, Budweiser, but they're not hiding the label or anything. So Budweiser is very, very prominent. And I couldn't find any numbers because I was like, I wonder if sales went up because I don't know, like you're watching it, you're like that show definitely made me want some beer. Maybe not Budweiser because I'm more of an IPA guy. But yeah, I mean, watching that, like, it made me want some beer and some cigarettes. And I don't smoke cigarettes, but like, you ever watch a movie and they're smoking a cigarette and you're like, damn, they make it look so good. So I was just curious. I was like, I wonder if Budweiser's sales went up. I couldn't really find any numbers, and I just was tired of looking, so I gave up. But I did find something, which I was just telling you, the DelawareOhioNews.com. Jeffrey Dahmer's victims' families sue Budweiser. So let's see here. The families of Jeffrey Dahmer's victims are suing Budweiser, claiming that the beer's advertising contributed to the serial killer's alcoholism and thus his heinous crimes. Yes, he was drunk all the time, drinking problem. That was the beer that he drank. But also, I feel like, okay, when did Jeffrey Dahmer fucking do this shit? Jeffrey Dahmer, I don't know. First kill, I guess. I don't fucking know. First kill? Man, my searches are so fucked up. Okay, 1978. So let's look up, watch it be like some other beer. Let's see here. Most popular beer in 1978. I fucking bet you was Budweiser, dude. I don't see it. That was probably an annoying sound. Sorry for that. Beer is most popular of U.S. bar drink. This is not what I want. The 1978 American beer scene. I'll look at one more link. Oh, First We Feast. Coors, Rheingold. I don't want to look too much longer. This is why you need someone to like look up your shit. I don't know. Obviously, it's still a very popular beer, but I think it's just kind of crazy. The lawsuit filed against Budweiser's parent company, Anheuser-Busch, comes in wake of Netflix's new true crime drama, Dahmer Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer Story, in which the famous beer brand is shown as Dahmer's beverage of choice. So, like, what if it was PBR? Like, would PBR, Paps, be getting sued? Like, what the fuck? Let's see here. This is in quotes. Budweiser's brand is prominent in the Netflix show for a reason. They were essentially co-conspirators. That's crazy to me that they're labeling them as co-conspirators. But yeah, they were essentially co-conspirators with Jeffrey Dahmer, lubricating his mind to kill, rape, and cannibalize young men, said Dominic Lamanich, whatever, the lawyer of the plaintiffs. No other beer is synonymous with perversion as Budweiser, and their recent depiction on Netflix proves that they reveal that they revel in it. Whatever. They're profiting. I don't know. Fucking stupid. Like, come on. Like, it's one of those things where, like, I was thinking about this because obviously Netflix is getting backlash. By the way, Netflix, why would you? I understand that Dahmer is gay and there's a lot of gayness in it, for the lack of a better way of saying it. Do your thing. But Netflix put the movie in the category of the LGBTQ thing. Like when you look up like horror, thriller, comedy, family movie, like all of that, there's like the LGBTQ like section, I guess. And they put that movie in there. I'm like, oh, I mean, if I was at the meeting and someone was like, yeah, we're going to put that in that, section, I'd be like, no, don't do that. So they got backlash from that. I would assume that they're trying to get, they're going to get sued for a lot of money. Because if you think about it, and again, it's weird to say like spoiler alert, because you should already just figure it out. But if you've watched it, you already know. The dad wrote the book and then they wanted to do a movie and everything. And he kind of, stopped doing the movie idea and all of this because he was not going to make any money at all. All of the, the victims' families were going to get all of the money from the book and anything, which didn't do well. But it's like, I would imagine, why would any of that change now? I mean, it is a very, long time removed since that's happened. But like, why wouldn't the families get a piece of what Netflix makes from this movie? I don't know. It's so crazy. But like, to me, it's like, yeah. For example, like say each person, this is maybe over or under, but like say each family gets $10 million. Like, yeah, fuck yeah. Give me 10 mil, baby. But also like kind of dirty money. You're like, this money is great, but like at what cost? Because our kid is dead. So it's like, at what point, like, you just try to like, don't sue, just don't fucking watch it. What do you want? I don't know. Like, suing is not going to bring your kid back. Like, they're just going to make more shit. It's crazy. But in this article on the Delaware Ohio News.com, This is wild. And I think after I read this, I'm going to move on to the next thing because I'm running out of time. I'm trying to keep these things short and sweet, baby. All right. Ooh, fuck. Okay, where was it? Okay. This is in the same article. In one study, we asked a group of men what they would prefer masturbating to: Mia Khalifa eating a hot dog, or a video of a mutilated cat corpse being thrown from a building and bouncing off the sidewalk. I don't know about you. I would choose the porn star, the ex porn star eating a hot dog. That's just me. But apparently, some men, or most of the men they asked, chose the dead cat video, and they were labeled as perverts. Makes sense. Sure. We then surveyed which beer the men preferred to drink before masturbating. 90% of the men in the perverted group chose Budweiser. So basically, there were some normal people that chose the Mia Khalifa porn star eating a hot dog. And they also, I had just fucked my whole sentence up. I totally lost track. I was thinking about the hot dog. Damn, I'm hungry. So the people that chose the cat bouncing off the side, that fucked up thing, 90% of that perverted group is what they're calling it, chose Budweiser. And then men in the other group largely preferred PBR or Boston Lager. Studies like this are numerous. Budweiser is consistently linked with young men who struggle to be good boys. What a weird sentence. Budweiser is consistently linked with young men who struggle to be good boys. Eat your peas. What a oh my God. Legal expert John Stevens believes that Budweiser may face an uphill battle defending itself against the lawsuit. I personally think Budweiser is going to be just fine. I don't think nothing is going to change. So what? Perverts like Budweiser. What? Is there something in Budweiser that is just drawn to them? No, I don't know. Sorry that the cool kids like PBR. Like, that's the whole point. Like, have you looked at the marketing for PBR? It's awesome. It's cool. Budweiser, it's the same. It's been the same. It's not, I mean, they have some cool merch, but it's very often I choose PBR over Budweiser. I don't know the last time I actually purchased Budweiser. Like, I feel like before I realized that I liked PBR, and this is a long time ago, obviously. I don't know. I don't think I've ever personally bought Budweiser. Maybe like the tall can packs, like the two, it comes with two, like wrapped in plastic. Maybe because they didn't have PBR. So, oh, okay. One last thing. This is not the first time that Budweiser has been accused of playing a role in fueling alcohol-related crimes. In 1988, the mother of an alcoholic tennis prodigy who killed a competitor by shoving tennis balls in his anus filed a lawsuit against the company, claiming its advertising was responsible for her son's addiction. However, the case was ultimately dismissed. And I think it's going to happen again. I think Budweiser is going to be fine. They're going to be great. But damn, this mom killed a competitor by shoving tennis balls in the dude's ass. Fuck. That's hardcore. That's intense. That sucks. Yeah. Definitely, if you have not seen the Dahmer, the new thing on Netflix, if you're into that kind of shit, I mean, obviously, if you're not, don't watch it. Makes sense. If you're not into that movie or any of that stuff, or just, I say into it is kind of a weird way to put it, but like interested and intrigued, like, like, watch it. But if you're not into it, like, you probably didn't even get to this point in the episode. So, yeah, I don't know. I would check it out. It's pretty crazy. It's so well filmed. Obviously, the acting is incredible. It's insane, but it's everything that you kind of wanted that My Friend Dahmer movie to be. So check it out. Don't check it out. I watched it. I'm no better for it, I guess. I don't know where we go from here. I guess. I guess just wait and watch that new Smile movie, which is crazy. Uh, it's pretty cool. It looks scary as fuck. I think it's just called Smile. What a great segue, by the way. Sometimes it just goes, and sometimes you're like, well, what do I talk about next? But the new Smile movie. I wanted to bring it up real quick before I talk about this one tiny thing because I don't want to take too long. Yeah, Smile. You might have actually started seeing. I don't know if you've seen the trailer for it. Absolutely crazy. It looks so good. But their promotion, like what they're doing to promote it, is so smart, so cool. I don't personally know any movie that's ever done it. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's just because I haven't seen anything. But they're putting people at sporting events like the Los Angeles Dodgers, Oakland A's, Yankees. They even have someone at the NBC's today, like when they're filming the two people, right? But behind them, there's the street and there's the big glass, and people standing out there and have signs and they wave. They're basically putting people out there. One person, I think they're always just wearing like this vibrant lime green, like neon shirt, and it just says Smile. But they're standing there just very still with the most insane, sinister looking smile. And it is so, so creepy. And the thing is, before I knew that this movie was coming out, I was seeing, like, just scrolling through Instagram or Twitter or wherever it was, I was seeing photos of these people. Mainly, I think the first one I saw was someone was behind home plate at a baseball base. Oh, did I just have a stroke? Holy fuck. Okay, coffee. Holy shit. Woo. The first one I saw was behind home plate, and I didn't know what it was. I was like, what the fuck is going on? They got like, there's some creepy ass people. And then the movie came out, or like the trailer. I think it actually came out. Today's the 2nd, so on the 30th it came out. Oh great. Is that a Oh, that's a motorcycle? Okay. I was like, dude, is someone mowing the lawn right now? I can't. I have my window open. Stupid. But yeah, it was crazy. And then when the trailer came out and they announced that, like, okay, cool, like this is what it's for, I was like, damn, that is so smart. I'm pretty nervous to watch it because, like, I mean, I love scary horror, like movies like that. But it's been a while since like I've actually like been nervous in a sense to watch it. I'm always like kind of nervous because as much as you love horror, scary movies, thrillers, yada yada yada, like you still kind of have that like nervousness because like as much as you like the thrills and stuff, like it's still kind of like you don't like it in a way. But this one, I'm like, I need to not be sober for that. I need to have a couple beers, lubricate my mind a little bit, kind of ease my soul through that one. But I just thought that was brilliant. I wonder if they're going to do anything else. I swear to God, if they start popping people up at movie theaters, just smiling like that, I believe that movie theater. I almost might wait for it to come out on. Let's see here. Let's close all these Dahmer fucking tabs. Smile movie release date. So yeah, it's released on September 30th. Horror psychological. Yeah. Let's see here. Will Smile be on Netflix? No, Smile is on Netflix. Apparently, it's going to be on Paramount Plus. But as of right now, I don't know if it's on there yet. You might be able to just buy it. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, it's in theaters at the moment. Little read of the synopsis, I guess that word is. After witnessing a bizarre traumatic incident involving a patient, Dr. Rose Cotter starts experiencing frightening occurrences that she can't explain, as an overwhelming terror begins taking over her life. Wow, I read that so wrong. Rose must confront her troubling past in order to survive and escape her horrifying new reality. And this you just need that. Reading that does not do it justice at all. Just go watch a couple of the trailers. There's one that's better than others, but just go watch a couple. There might only be two. I'm not quite sure. But I would say go watch one of the trailers. It looks pretty damn good. So definitely when I watch that, I will be talking about it on Not the next podcast, because I don't know when I'm going to watch it, but I definitely will bring it up. One thing you will need to watch, and this is all about watching shit. This is it's fun. I love podcasting and having my own, because I can do whatever the fuck I want. There is a documentary. Where is it on? Where did I watch it? Oh, I'm doing a lot of. Sorry about that. Okay, Apple TV, Vudu, YouTube, Amazon Prime, Fubo, Plex, Pluto, and Roku channel. It's called Tickled. It came out. It's an hour and 32 minutes. It came out in 2016. It's a documentary / mystery, and it's about competitive tickling. In a story stranger than fiction, journalist David Ferrier uncovers a strange tickling subculture. Delving deeper into the dark world of tickling competition, he meets with fierce resistance. He is, I can't read today, man. But basically, I thought that this was just going to be a documentary about competitive tickling. By the way, they keep calling it a sport. It's not a fucking sport. I will die on that hill. But I thought this was going to be about competitive tickling, which is already crazy to begin with. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, I don't know how they're going to stretch an hour and a half of competitive tickling, but let's do it. I needed something different than Jeffrey Dahmer shit. So let's go for the tickling. So it is definitely, most 1000% definitely not just, it is about the tickling, but it goes so much deeper. Holy shit. I was not expecting it to go where it went. And I got to say, I was very pleasantly surprised, and I actually enjoyed it. It makes your skin kind of crawl a little bit at some points, and you kind of just like are kind of thinking to yourself, like, what the hell is going on? Because the entire time you can't believe that competitive tickling is real, right? I mean, it is a fetish, like it makes sense, but like to the point where you get flown out and you get paid to like get tickled or tickle someone, like you get like strapped down, like BDSM almost, kind of like this on a bed, like a weird bed too. And you just get fucking tickled. Like one I saw, let's see, it was like 3 or 4 guys tickling one dude. And by the way, they're all wearing Adidas too. It's crazy. Please watch it. It is so ridiculous. I know it sounds so weird to be like, hey, you know what you should watch? Tickled. It's about competitive tickling, and it goes so much deeper into the dark world of tickling. That's what it says. Delving deeper into the dark world of a tickling competition. What the fuck is that? Woo! Watch it. Insane. Like I said, it is. See, Roku channel. It's so it's free on that. It's free on Pluto, free on Plex. Never heard of it. Fubo TV subscription, Amazon Prime, YouTube, Google Play Movie, whatever, Apple TV, and Vudu. It's on. It's a 7.5 out of 10 on IMDb. It's 94% on Rotten Tomatoes. 76 on Metacritic, which I've never heard before. Really good. Highly suggest it. Ratings are great. I give it I think 4.5 because it's just still, it's tickling. It's weird, but really well done. I wasn't bored at all. So what a great way to end the pod, huh? What a great way. Well, I hope you enjoy your day, whatever time it may be, wherever you're listening from. Thank you for tuning in. No idea what the next one's going to be about, but go watch some crazy ass shit. I'll talk to you next time. The Daily Podcast. Podcast.